There comes a moment in life when the mirror doesn't lie. Not because it reveals the wrinkles or the weariness, but because it reflects the reality we often try to run from. If you're stuck, if you're tired, if you're frustrated with where you are right now, here's the hard truth you need to hear. What you allow is what will continue. No exceptions. The life you're tolerating is the life you're choosing. Until you decide to raise your standards and cut the excuses, nothing changes. And that moment, that decision, can begin right now. It starts quietly. Maybe you let a boundary slide. Maybe you accept disrespect just once. Maybe you make a tiny excuse for why you didn't follow through. It seems harmless in the moment, but then it happens again and again. Before you know it, you're trapped in patterns that slowly erode your confidence, your momentum, your dreams. Every excuse you allow becomes a brick in the wall that separates you from your potential. Every time you say it's fine, when it's not. Every time you delay action for tomorrow. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you are casting a vote for the life you no longer want. But here's the empowering part. If what you allow is what continues, then the opposite is also true. But the truth is, every excuse is a permission slip to stay stuck. No one is pretending circumstances don't matter, but what you do in response to those circumstances. They didn't get there because life handed them a better deck of cards. You have to raise the bar, not someday now. You have to set boundaries. You have to say no without guilt. You have to walk away from what no longer serves you. You have to stop waiting for permission and start giving yourself the authority to change. They got there because they stopped negotiating with excuses. They made a decision that no matter how tired they were, no matter how scared they felt, they were going to show up every single day. That's where your power lives. That's where your freedom begins. And staying stuck is a choice, not a sentence. It demands that you own your story, even the parts you don't like. And most importantly, it demands that you stop making excuses. What you refuse to tolerate ends right where your resolve begins. So ask yourself, what are you allowing right now in your life that you know needs to stop? Are you allowing negative self-talk to shape your identity? Are you allowing fear to dictate your decisions? Are you allowing unhealthy habits to sabotage your progress? Are you allowing people to drain your energy or distract you from your goals? They offer short-term comfort, but excuses never pay off in the long run. Excuses are the lies we tell ourselves to protect our ego. They sound like this. The answers aren't always comfortable, but growth never is. Growth demands honesty. It demands accountability. Excuses are easy. They're socially acceptable. They get sympathy. I don't have enough time. I wasn't born with the right resources. It's just who I am. I'll start when I feel ready. They're luckier than I am. It's too late for me now. Sound familiar? We've all said these at some point. No one is saying life is fair. Look at the most successful, fulfilled people. You want more out of life. Then you have to demand more from yourself. The road to a better life is not paved with good intentions. It's paved with bold decisions. It's paved with waking up early when you want to sleep in. It's paved with saying, I will, instead of I'll try. It's paved with doing the hard things repeatedly until they become part of who you are. And yes, there will be resistance. Every time you try to level up, life will test you. People will question you. Doubt will creep in. And that's where many quit. Not because they weren't capable, but because they allowed fear to continue. Because they allowed old habits to creep back in. Because they allowed the voice of defeat to speak louder than the voice of determination. But you don't have to be one of them. It means forgiving yourself quickly but not letting yourself off the hook. It means replacing blame with ownership. Every setback becomes a setup for a comeback. When you stop using it as a reason to quit, what's one excuse you've been leaning on that no longer serves you? Remind yourself daily, what you allow is what will continue. If you don't want it to continue, then don't allow it. What's one boundary you need to reinforce? One standard you need to raise? One step you can take today to reclaim control? You can choose differently. You can rewrite the narrative starting today. It's in your next decision, your next habit, your next refusal to settle. Not tomorrow, not next week. Your future is waiting for you to stop tolerating the present. Make the decision, cut the excuses, and never look back. You get back up, stronger, wiser, more focused. The only people who lose are the ones who quit before the breakthrough. You can choose to become the kind of person who doesn't tolerate mediocrity, who doesn't settle for less, who doesn't make space for excuses. Change is a decision repeated daily. It's waking up and choosing progress over perfection. It's choosing self-discipline over It's choosing long-term growth over short-term comfort. More importantly, it teaches you how to treat yourself. If you keep letting yourself off the hook, if you keep saying I can't instead of I will, then you're reinforcing a pattern that keeps you small. Imagine what your life would look like if you stopped allowing distractions to steal your focus. Then stop handing your power to the things you complain about. Want peace? Then stop making space for chaos. Want success? Then stop tolerating the habits that sabotage your potential. If you stopped allowing temporary emotions to control your permanent decisions, if you stopped allowing old wounds to define your worth, imagine the energy you'd reclaim, the confidence you'd rebuild. You send a signal to yourself and the world that you're serious, that you're no longer playing the game of almost, that you're not here to survive, You're here to thrive. The momentum you generate. Change is not some distant concept. You want freedom. There's no magic formula, but there is a powerful truth. What you tolerate teaches the world how to treat you. But the moment you take a stand and say, I'm done accepting less, you draw a line in the sand. Now, let's be clear. Cutting excuses doesn't mean being perfect. It means being committed. It means showing up when it's hard. You will fail. You will fall. But what matters is that you don't allow failure to define you. So let me ask you again, what are you allowing right now that needs to stop? Don't overthink it. Start small if you must, but start. Cut the excuses. Refuse to tolerate the lies that keep you limited. Choose courage over comfort. Choose progress over perfection. Choose action over excuses, and watch how everything begins to shift. The change you're waiting for is not coming. It's already here. This is your moment. The question is not if you can rise. The question is, will you? Because once you stop allowing less, life starts offering more. If this message speaks to you, then let it move you into action. Because what you allow is what will continue. And from this moment forward, you allow nothing less than the greatness you were born for.